and welcome to this edition of Political Chats on Wawatv. My name is Workshop, and we have a young man here, who is one of the leading uh, people with reasonable level of political exposure in Enugu State. And of course, he's representing the Renaissance Youth Movement. Am I correct? Yes. Renaissance Youth Movement. Um, his name is Anikwe Kenechukwu. And we are here to look at the issues of the times, especially as it concerns the political situation, and then with regards with the youths and their political leaders. In other words, we are looking at how the gap between the youths and the political leaders are being bridged. And here to shed more light on this by relating to us some of his experience and activities, what they are doing as it concerns, the youth segment of our population, of the society, and the political leaders is Mr. Anikwe. And as we say, welcome to you. Let me begin by asking you, Renaissance youths, what is it all for?
Thank you, Mr. Presenter. Like I said, my name is Mr. Adekoke Nechukwu. I'm the National President of Renaissance Youths. You see, Renaissance means RG. When people call my boss RG, what it means is Renaissance Group. And this political association was actually established in 2014 by Engineer Ostambo. That's why people call him RG. RG means Renaissance Group. And if you remember, in that 2015, this political association supported our current governor, Right Honorable Dr. Ifeanyi Chukwuemeka. They gave him maximum support, and together with all the PDP candidates, they told 17 local governments providing food, water, drink in line with party arrangements. Then in 2018, 2019, when our principal engineer Ostam now contested for UD, Isialu Federal House of Representatives, that was when the apex body of this noble association now gave birth to Renaissance Youth. And I'm here by the grace of God as the national president. So I think I'm in good position to talk about Engineer Ostal. Then again, I want to say that a man, Engineer Ostal, is a seasoned politician and also a successful businessman. But I think it will interest you to know his academic qualification. And yes, his academic qualification is very important, you know. And
Let us know for the benefit of our viewers, because of course they must have been hearing what he has been doing and how he has been providing these people with able representation. But it may actually be of interest to know his background, especially academically, as I'm sure this might have something serious to do with the man, President, who he is, that is manifesting in his activities as a lawmaker.
in RG, in his early 40s, has a Bachelor of Engineering degree from Enugu State University of Science and Technology in 2001. Then MSc from a business school, University of Roehampton, London, United Kingdom in 2016. Then again, he's a member of professional bodies such as Nigerian Society of Engineers, Mechanical Engineering Association, the Quran, and all that. And one thing that is important for us to notice about him is his, his a deep experience in the oil and gas sector. He has up to 15 years experience in the oil and gas sector. And I will tell you that Engineer Ostabu is a man that everybody would like to identify with. He is the candidate of PDP that will represent the good people of Enugu West in the senatorial seat. That's why we are here to talk more about it.
Okay. Okay. If if we look at what is going on today in the politics of the state and even the nation as a whole, you will see that the young people are becoming more assertive. The young people are becoming more determined to be heard, to be seen, and to even directly have a role to play in the political process. We are seeing the way uh, they are seriously affirming their presence. Now, the Renaissance Youth Organization, did they key into this and how is that impacting on the activities of RG engineer Honorable Osita?
Thank you. You see, Renaissance Suite, our philosophy reflects mobilizing and galvanizing support for our principle and all the good candidates in PDP. And I want us to know that we have done some couple of things that showcase our interest as one of the body that promotes good activities, especially some of these candidates
Yeah.
that has that credibility to pilot the affairs. Like we have a program that was scheduled to support all these activities. There was a time we had our mega rally, and that rally was aimed a rally to endorse all the PDP candidates in Enugu. We don't just support people because they are just politicians. We support people because of their antecedents, track records, and some of the things that they have done. And if you look at it, critically, you will see that a man like Engineer Ostam has done a lot of things.
You are here emphatically, and loudly saying that Osita performed.
Incredibly well. And let's take consideration when people do ask somebody who has not been in any political position, how is he going to perform when he gets to the Senate? Considering the fact that the senatorial seat happens to be one of the biggest shoes in the political industry. Then again, now one of the unique selling points of him is his entrepreneurial skills and the deep experience in the area of private sector. So people like us don't have any doubt if Engineer Gustavo will perform according to the expectations of the people because he has created jobs, he has done some couple of things that even those that are in political position have not think of. And then again, I want us to look at it in this direction. We cannot separate politics from governance, and we cannot separate governance from job creation. And I will tell you that his deep experience in the area of private sector will help him to perform well when he gets to the Senate. He's going to perform credibly well because of his kind of person. You see, when you talk about people who cultivate this habit of thinking about the young people, you can never overlook some of his achievements. When you look at it critically, you will see Engineer Costa. He did a lot of things in terms of taking the youth out of the streets. Yeah, he created opportunity for people to earn a living. And one thing about him is this: all these things are verifiable. When you talk about Nigeria Dostam, that he has created job, one would not ask, where is this job opportunity? Where can I see this particular business? Where is it
Because
located?
I was about asking you,
That's a good
and
question.
if you could actually do well in detailing, giving us some example that will
Okay.
surface, because it's not just enough to say yes, this man is a job creator, this man has empowered a lot of our youth, but we need to have examples, because this is the political season and the election season in about how many days now we are going to have the first of the two polls slated for this 2023 election, and that of the Senate is inclusive. And since he is vying for Senate, I know what some people may hear from this, our interaction now, might actually determine a whole lot of things for against it. So, is it possible for you to mention some of these things that he did? Because people are fond of saying, okay, he created jobs, which jobs? He employed people where? Or he will do this how? So now we want to begin to, but I know that also can be somebody whose pedigree, whose name has been associated with many positive things. But if you can just give us some of these examples, we will appreciate that.
Thank you very much. You see, Engineer Ostam is a household name in Enugu State. And when we talk about someone who has created job, one will now ask where exactly is the job opportunities. If you go down to Ninth Mines is a commercial hub in the local government. When you get to Ninth Mines, you will see one of the biggest bread manufacturing industry in Nigeria, the G-Trades. When you go at the back of that company, you will see the base calm water. When you go by the left, you will now see the base Sergeant Order. Then when you now come down to Enugu Metropolis, you will now see the base landmark, one of the biggest event center in West Africa that has up to 2,500 capacity here in Enugu State. So these are the kind of things that we want. Someone who is thinking about people, someone who wants to change the narrative. Because if really that engineer Ustam, he don't have that thinking ability to perform, he will not start all these things here in Enugu State. He's not going to make sure that all this company is here in Enugu State. But I know the reason why he established this business in Enugu State is for us within Enugu West and Enugu State to ensure that we have somewhere that we are going at the end of the day that are going to be paid. So all these companies are here in Enugu State. I remember there was a time he stays in Port Harcourt. Nothing stops him not to establish this company in Port Harcourt, but he chose to bring it down home. So never is not at the owner. If you can describe Engineer Ostam, we can actually say that this man is a perfect gentleman who wants people to be engaged.
Okay, we would really like people to reach us and say one or two things, ask questions. And I think it will be proper if they can reach your number, call your number, so that they can reach us. Or do you understand?
Yeah.
So that they can reach us. Your constituents who are broadly watching can reach us now, so that we they ask them questions, and rather they ask us questions that you answer, or you have one or two things to say about uh, Ositam, and then the young people of your constituency. Your
Okay,
number
fine.
is
I think you can join the conversation by calling this number. That's my direct line: 080 32 61 6114.
okay,
Again,
080
yeah,
32
61
61
one
one
four.
four.
Yes.
Okay, while okay, let's call it again: 080 32 61 6114. If you call this number, you should be able to talk with us, and then we hear from you, especially if you are reaching us from the constituency of Osita. And then, because this time around, we believe in uh, accountability. And there is no uh, part or no way to be accountable to the people more than, you know, uh, talking to them. And since you are here to talk about Osita, it is presumed that he is here reaching out to the people through Renaissance group, Renaissance youths, and then we want our viewers, those who are watching us, on Facebook, to make these calls and ask your questions or make your requests because he is going to represent you. Rest assured that whatever you are going to ask for, whatever you are going to say, will actually get to him. Uh, he will um, attend to it. He will take note of it. If maybe you want him to pay particular attention to anything, then this will be the right place to do so. But now let me come to this. In your place, the young people of your constituency, how do they interface with uh, President? Is it just whenever he runs into them, or is there any special forum that facilitates this interface?
Thank you very much. You see, one thing I love about Engineer Ostamo is this. When you talk about good leaders, RG has actually ascertained that level of a good leader, which entails accessibility and accountability. Let me tell you one thing that we like about him again as a young person. RG does not have protocol in terms of when you want to reach out to him. He believes so much in accessibility. Just like you said in your intro before the program, we talked about bridging the gap. And I believe that people should also know that information is one of the biggest tools in governance. RG has cultivated that habit of reaching out to people. He has a lot of programs. The other time, we are into our campaign. We have visited a lot of places, like we have visited up to 70 something wards now. By Wednesday, we are going to complete our ward visitation. And they remember that this campaign tagged mobilizing support from the grassroots. So that relationship with RG with people, I think it is very, very cordial because of his antecedents. People are not just doing it because the name RG. It's because of some of the things that he has done in the past. And one thing again I want people to know about those that want to take the leadership position is people to start asking questions. What is the antecedents of those that's coming up as the politicians? What are they going to do? And you look at when you look at a man like Engineer Ostam, because of the achievement so far, you will now know that RG has really done enough in terms of reaching out to the people. He has a program that he called intervention in the area of health sector, intervention in the area of education and all that. And I want to take advantage of this opportunity again to let the people know that RG, for me, I will say that RG, because of his humanitarian nature, he's not doing all these things because he's contesting for election. Like now, 3 days ago, RG registered about 300 and something young people in Enugu West for them to go and register for JAM and all that. And these statistics is something that is verifiable. This is not just 3 days ago. You know that JAM registration is ongoing and all that. It's because of his love for education. He's one of these people that understand that education is one of the basic foundation of human development. So his program, and should I talk about the tech program that's going on now? And if you look at some of the things that we have in our office, the change of program, we have the scale up position training, we have the tech and all that. This guy, this particular program is not something that just because of his election. These are the kind of things that he loves to do. You see, so these are the kind of people that we want in corridor of power. It's not because they have political interest, they will now start running around, making people to believe in them. The antecedents should speak for them. Not like other people who will come to the studio or come to anywhere to criticize people, like the one that we had this morning. Somebody called in and said that he will not vote for PDP because PDP, everybody in PDP, that in fact, the PDP is ready to go. And I asked the person this particular question that you have good and bad people in every political party. 2023 election has a lot to do with issue-based campaign. It has a lot to do with the personality of the person. It's not because of my brother is a member of BDP, because of his defection to another party, in as much as to respect politics of defection. But I want people to know that anybody that wants to be a leader must have what we call a steady character. And how he demonstrated it when he contested the election in 2018. Remember, that 2018, he contested the election with Obiori Mamare, the current House of Rep member, the man that defected from PDP to APC, so sorry, to Labour, who is now contesting the same Senate. But when the powder bill asked RG to step down, he said, okay, fine, who am I to work against the interests of the party? He said, in as much as I'm going to step down for Obiori Amadi, I want to believe one thing in life, that patience and humility is good. At the end of the day, to God be the glory, he now emerged as the senatorial candidate that will represent the good people of Enugu West. And I want people to understand again, it's better to be in your party and rebuild your party than to jump from one political party to the other. And the practical disposition of that attitude, this late Alessi Kweme of blessed memory. And remember, some of us understand that political shenanigans behind this presidential bill. But it's okay, fine, that we are not going to leave this party, this political party. We are going to be here and rebuild this party. That is what RG stands for. RG stands for quality character. And RG said in his manifesto that I'm going to support, project, and promote laws that will transform Enugu West to become an economic hub through human capital development programs and capacity building. And he's practicalizing it. In as much as people will tell you that the government, they are not in a good position to create jobs, that the private sector should be the one to, that is the business of the private sector to create jobs. But people like RG has excelled in terms of private sector participation. But the same government will create that enabling environment where the private sector should also strive.
Okay. Mr. Anto, you are very eloquent in really telling us. But I have one short question for you. Are you confident that any West people will vote for engineers?
Sure.
Why?
I'm very, very comfortable that people will vote for RG. I noticed something. Last week we went to Ezabo, we went to Ogunofia. From Ogunofia, we came down to Umumba. You know, the people of Ezabo agreed unanimously that PDP is their political party. And one thing that will interest you to know again, they said we are going to support PDP because of the sense of belonging given to us by PDP-led government through elective position, through projects and political appointments. You understand? So the support, what we are getting from the masses is encouraging. I will tell you that RG is going to win because of his track records and antecedents. He's not just going to be there as a senator or a sleepy senator. He's going to be a senator that will perform according to the expectations of the electorate. RG will not disappoint us. I strongly believe that. He's a direct boss.
Okay. Now, there's something I want to ask you. You are in PDP,
Yes.
and I'm sure you must have been familiar with obedience.
Of course.
For some of us in the media, obedience has become an attitude, even though it's associated with people, but we can see that obedience has come to represent a youth movement that is much akin to maybe NSAS phenomenon, in the sense that the young people is behaving like they have been hungry for an inspiration, you know, and that is why you are hearing today. It is not bad parties, bad people, as you said. Now, that anybody can pick anybody from any party and for as long as you are good. Okay? As far as I am concerned, I know we have good people in BDP, in APGA, in Labour Party, in APC, in all the parties as a matter of fact. Just as also have bad people. But do you see um, the young people of your constituency actually not being influenced by this, looking at people for their antecedents, as you said, in this election?
Thank you very much. You see, if young people in Enugu State constitute 68% of the voting strength, and the same thing applicable down to Enugu West. One thing that the young people need to do, in as much as I respect my brothers from the Labour Party angle, because I think what we are witnessing in Nigeria today is just that it's not going to be business as usual. It's now election where people will now talk to the electorate to ask the question. It's more like we need to have an agreement. If you fulfill my own agreement, I will fulfill yours. Let me tell you something again. Obedience is better, or is important for us to differentiate someone being obedient, or let me say someone being a member of the Labour Party. Some of the people, especially PDP carry members, you see many of them claiming or saying that they are obedient. Some of them said, okay, fine, that PDP violated their own constitutional right of our shift. Some will say it's the turn of Ndigo to produce the next president. So we also tell you that you can't have a national party chairman from North Central, then we now have the presidential candidate from Northeast. Even the campaign chairman from Northwest. When you look at it critically, you now see it's more like a modern agenda. So some people are expressing their disappointment towards that direction. But people like us, if you ask me, I will tell you that the young people we have today, they are politically aware. They know where to vote. That's why I said initially that people should consider voting individuals, voting track records, voting antecedents. You not see a man like Engineer Ustam who said that I'm going to support policy that will create jobs. I'm going to support policy that will improve our health sector. I'm going to support policy that will use agriculture to deal with the issue of unemployment. And this strong man has practicalized it in many ways. RG has one of the biggest farm in Oge and from Eziago local government. About if I tell you how many hectares of land, you understand? So he has started doing something without even being in any political position. So people like us, we don't have any doubt if RG is going to deliver. So delivering according to the genuine and aspiration of people, it's something that we know that is sacrosanct. RG will perform credibly well. Let us come out in March, especially next Saturday is the D-Day, 25th of this particular month. I want the young people to take advantage of their population. A win for RG is a win for total transformation in Enugu West. A win for RG is a win to attract investors in Enugu West. A win for RG is a win that will change the economy and the total narrative of Enugu West.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kenechukwu and you've said it all. A win for RJ is a win for transformation, a win for total change, a win for progress, a win for responsible representative, a win for accountable representative, a win for everything that is good. Well, uh, viewers, we appreciate your being there, and then that is it for today's edition of the program. Rest assured that next time we are going to feature yet again another person who will take us round through their programs for the people. Thank you, and see you next time. My name is Boshot.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you for having me. Listen, thank you.